How are you guys doing today? My name is Anima and today we have a post-commentated Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle for you all within the OU mixed tier situation. Not really a tier, but maximum of 3 OU was the prerequisite. If you've seen my videos before, you're probably familiar with this team. There will be a question of the day at the end of the video. And yeah, could we please smash 50 likes for today's battle? I would super appreciate that, but I'll let you decide at the end of the video. Let's hit play, and you guys are gonna see what I saw. I'm lying, actually. I'll sped it up so it's much easier for everybody to digest. But you can see his team. It's really cool. I really like it. I like mixed tier because it's just full of all kinds of interesting shit. And yeah, he's gonna lead with Perish, the Mismagius, and that's a very appropriate name. Mismagius is a threat. It really shouldn't be an NU, but it is. And I stupidly decided to just stay in, even though he's probably got Energy Ball. But either way, my Wall Core, Anima and Hippowdon can't take it very well, so I was like, yeah, whatever, maybe he'll go for Shadow Ball and that would be okay. But we do go for the rocks. Nobody wants to take a hit from this thing in a million years, and I do decide to go into Digit to take the next Energy Ball. It is really nice to have the rocks up because, as you all know, chip damage is extremely important. We can score some cheeky KOs perhaps with that situation. But my opponent does decide to switch out, going into Jolteon. And I decided to hard switch out, seeing the Jolteon and going, no, and decided to go into Despair, but even so, it still wasn't a good decision. I was trying to scout if the Mismagius was Specs or not, because it could have gone for the Shadow Ball and done massive damage to Magneton. Anima wasn't the right decision. It was not the right decision, so my opponent goes for the Life Orb Thunderbolt as I go for the Toxic, and I was trying to see if this thing was locked in or not, as well, but there's the Life Orb, see, so really is nothing I could have done about that. That was a really good item on Jolteon because you have the speed. And Anima is going to be a cheeky SOB. And go for the Protect, which is extremely good, honestly. Toxic Stalling is awful, but you do what you gotta do to put the bread on the table. And so the Jolteon is going to take some damage from the poison, and that's okay. I have to switch out now. I go into Digit, who could take a Volt Switch, who could take hits from this thing. And thankfully my opponent does go for the Volt Switch, and Digit does take that, but my opponent does get the Switch initiative. Glen is very good at battling. Glen, stop accepting my challenges, I just want to win, this is the only thing I want to do. I'm kidding, I'm completely joking, by the way, I do love battling you. So he goes into Scarfments, and I'm like, that's not a Scarfments! I fought him before, and he had a Garchomp called Scarf Jump. And that wasn't a Scarf Jump either, so I was like, I'm on to you. So I thought it would be a D-Dance set, and my solution to a D-Dancing Pokemon is to go into my big, nasty fag-dad of a fish and go for the Toxic. Unfortunately, he does score a critical hit with the Dragon Claw. I don't know if that mattered or not. I was like, man, I don't even care anymore. So I had to go into Flossie, and I was like, man, I need to phase this thing out. I have got to live a Dragon Claw, otherwise this battle is going to stop right now. And thankfully, Flossie does manage to tank a +2 Dragon Claw, so everybody vote Hippowdon. And yeah, but we do take extreme damage in the process. We're on red. Arcanine is here. It's not an Arcanine. This man is full of lies. And Arcanine is going to go for the Flare Blitz, and I can't let anybody take a potentially choice-banded Flare Blitz. So I was like, man, I just have to leave. I just have to leave Flossie, and nobody could take a hit and retaliate. So I just had to leave Flossie in that situation. So I'm going to go into Tango, and I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that maybe I could outspeed, but no, it's not a thing really. And I'm going to have to take a Flare Blitz to the face. But it does induce massive recoil in the Rapidash, and I go for the Sludge Wave just in case they wanted to switch out. But either way, Tango is severely injured. Rapidash is fast. It's like a really fast Pokemon. It's like fucking fast, okay? And my opponent goes out into Impulse. I can't take anything from this thing at the HP range I'm at. Maybe if I was on full, that would be pretty cool, but no. So I have to go into Digit just to hope that they've been really real and gone for Volt Switch or something. But no, Digit's going to get annihilated by a Shadow Ball. And then the next one, and it's just very terrible. Unfortunately, Digit didn't get to do much work apart from just kind of take hits from this bastard, but but it's okay, it's okay. Digit has done plenty of work in other battles. So Impulse is here, and it's queer, and I don't know what to do about it. I have to go into Glive, because I resist the Thunderbolt when I Mega Evolve. So my plan here was to go into Glive and go for a Dragon Dance and try and get that sweep. The Slowbro was there going, but I couldn't do anything. That Thunderbolt does gigantic damage. But anyway, that was my plan because it would die to Life Orb Recoil and Toxic anyway, so it was kind of fine. All I could really do here is just get my Charizard nice and fat as my opponent goes into Bruh. And I was really torn here because if he had the T-Wave, it was over anyway. If he had T-Wave, it was over anyway. So I thought all I can really do is go for the Outrage. And if he T-Waves me, then at least I can kill the Slowbro and that would be alright. But unfortunately, he didn't go for T-Wave. If he packs it, I don't even know if he has it. And I'm gonna get taken out by the Rocky Helmet. If I'd gone for Dragon Dance, I would have been able to Oko the Slowbro. I would have been able to take the Scald and just been able to lock myself very happily into Dragon Dance and kill every single thing on the team. Every single thing on the team. But unfortunately, that is not the way the cookie crumbles, and I have to try and slog it out with the Pokemon I have remaining. So Scarfmets comes out. Landorus does manage to outspeed and take it out with a Sludge Wave. And this point right here, this point is checkmate. This point is checkmate because Perish is going to come in and it can go for the Energy Ball as I go into shiny Slim Jim. Thank you very much, Aaron, for hooking me up with a shiny Slim Jim. They do go for the Energy Ball and that does massive damage to my Water type Greninja. And this thing has to switch out. The last Pokemon my opponent have is the Mismagius and the Godzilla. The Godzilla? It's the fake Zilla, goodness gracious, tripping all over these names. And I went for the Dark Pulse. At this point I was utterly doomed because the Tyranitar takes that completely. The Sandstorm and the Life Orb Recoil, it's going to be way too much for me to handle, and Slim Jim is going to go down. And this Tyranitar is just like, just sort of sitting here, happily destroying my life. All I could really do, I went for the Sludge Wave just in case my opponent was cheeky and decided to go into the Mismagius. I had nothing that could have killed the Mismagius anyway, so maybe if I'd gone for 2 Earth Powers I would have been able to kill Fake Zilla. But as it stands, I lose to Mismagius anyway. So my opponent manages to land their Stone Edge and defeat my Landorus, and that is gonna be the game, folks! I really do hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, Glen, for the battle. Answer the question of the day, folks. Today's QOT is going to be an old classic, werewolves or vampires. Let me know in the comments section down below. We will see who the superior beast is. Do me a massive favour and leave a like if you please. I'll be your best friend. Yeah. I think I can safely say that my choice would be werewolves. Honestly, werewolves are just cool. Anyway, you guys have been amazing. Subscribe for more content, but more importantly, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!